Hello and welcome to this week's racing-based preview of Queensland Oaks Day up at Eagle Farm. Great day of racing coming our way. So as usual, I've got Rick Chapman on the other line to help me find the winner. Rick, how are you, mate?
Rarely ever been in better spirits. So yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, we just had a bit of a giggle and a chat offline, and we'll keep that one private. And let's get on to the racing for this weekend, Rick. The big one, the Group 1 Queensland Oaks. Who's going to win?
Oh, what a good race. Such a compact field in terms of, I think there's about 3 lengths between about 15 horses in quality-wise. I think Dawny Perfect will win. I'm happy that she's drawn out in 22. That means she just snags right back to the tail. And if Kieran, who is the man in form, the Group 1 man in form of late, can just steer a passage between them, Dawny Perfect will just sail down the outside and win from Romantic Maid. I have a lot of trouble tipping Imposing Lass. I just think she's going to struggle with the distance on the big track. Quality filly, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy to eat my words if she does get the prize, but I just think big track, 2,400 metres, especially if it's going to be wet too, which they believe it will be. So Dawny Perfect for me from Romantic Maid and Falkenberg, who was a bit unlucky last start.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that wide barrier is a concern with Dawny Perfect, and her mum won this race. Zagalia won this, I think, in 2003, maybe 2007, Rick, for Connors.
Yeah, and it was a bit wet that day too.
Yep, so, she'll be trying to emulate the deeds of mum, but just that wide gate's put me off. Looking back the last 30-odd years, nothing's won from wider than 14, I think, or maybe 15. So, on that, look, I'm with Falkenberg, Rick, and I just can't see this being beaten. I'm going into this Group 1 race extremely confident. The full sister to Sebring, this horse, trained by the Snowdens. So if there's some wet about this weekend, you wouldn't think that would worry her. You see that last run, it was just a cracker, and she missed the start by a few lengths, and jockey Damien Brown tried to get her installed as a non-runner because she had her leg over in the next barrier, and surprisingly the stewards denied that, and she was declared a runner, much to some people's disgust. But that's racing, and hopefully she gets out cleanly on Saturday and just wins this.
Well, as I mentioned previously, that she was very unlucky last start. Was noticeable in the way she got to the line. The Snowdens actually can control this race. They've got a front runner in Self-Esteem, which will ensure a solid pace, which will suit Falkenberg. And then you've got their sort of back pocket horse, Tap This, who won at the Gold Coast last start comfortably, who might be a dark horse, even though she's grey. But yeah, they hold the keys to it. And as I said before, I wouldn't worry about the 22 barrier for Dawny Perfect, which comes into, what, 18 by the time they jump, because she's just going to go back anyway. She could draw 106 and still be last early. I just love the fact that racing's returned to Eagle Farm, and we can see them just rattle down the outside.
Yeah, and you're right with the barrier. If there's a horse that it's not going to bother as much, it's definitely her, because she will just tail off.
Yeah.
But still, it depends how much start. If they string right out, and there's more than 15 lengths that cover the field, there's a lot of ground to make up there. So she'll need a good ride, and she's definitely with a chance. I do like the way she's worked into this, Rick. She's improved with each run, and has obviously been set for this race.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And I think each run has shown that she's getting better and better and closer.
And I suppose the one thing we know with these sort of races, Rick, is you need a filly that's going to stay the trip. And the reason I sort of lean towards Falkenberg as well is I remember Peter Snowden saying earlier that she's a lot different to Sebring because she'll stay all day. Now, that gives me confidence going into a race where you know that maybe 75% of these aren't going to stay the trip. And next year they'll be milers. So with that in mind, I think she'll be getting to the line pretty hard. Will handle the wet, and is definitely a top hope.
We might have to have one of our little side bets.
Yeah, we can do that, because like I said, I'm really confident going into this. I'm loading. I backed this pretty heavily yesterday at $7. She's already into 6 with most bookies now. I don't like backing something again once I've already loaded up. I just think it brings a bit of bad karma because I think it's a bit greedy. But so maybe I'll just rest on the bet I've already got and hopefully get a big collect.
Yeah, no, never go against bad karma. I'm a big firm believer in that sort of thing. So if you don't feel confident, sorry, not confident, comfortable, then yeah, by all means, let's not have it. But we'll just choose to differ on this this Group 1. Incidentally, our Group 1 last week, oh my goodness, wasn't that a slaughter? Both our horses involved in suicide rides. Not so much Paul King on Two Blue because that's her way of racing. But Zach Burton and Jimmy Byrne going forward and going at breakneck American-type speed gave those 3 horses no chance. I just wanted to kick the cat.
Yeah, I think they set a record, Rick, and it was for the quickest first 600 run over that trip. So that shows you how quick they were going.
It was lunacy. They could not possibly have sustained that, and these are supposed to be top jockeys in Group 1 races. Anyway, we're getting off track. It's a new week. Let's move on.
Yeah, well, that's it, mate. Okay, well, anything else on the card that sticks out, Rick?
Oh, I think my other best for the weekend will be at Rose Hill. I think, geez, it's a good little card, this, and I hope it's not slaughtered by rain, and they're predicting rain, but then again, they've been predicting rain all week in Sydney and barely had any. So I like one that's $21 in pre-post markets. That's... in race 8, less is more. Absolute certainty beaten in the Scone Cup, and Mighty Lucky has come out and franked that, as has Pajaro. So the form will stand up, and here it is, a handicap race at Rose Hill, and less is more is $21, and I'll be having a fair bit on less is more at that price, I can assure you.
Okay, well, there's a nice one of odds. I've also got a couple of odds for Eagle Farm as well, Rick. SA trainer Lloyd Kennewell's taking one up there called Jenny from the Block. She's a quick horse. This thing can fly the gates and set a good pace, and she had a 2-month let up, and I think she fires best when fresh as well. She's come up at $31 with most bookies, so I think it's a tough race, and there's a lot of chances in that, but at $31 I'll have something on her each way. That's in race 2. And there's another one I like later on in the day called Aldini. I think it's at $17 in race. I think it's race 8. Yeah, it is, because meets Religify better at the weights. Aldini, race 8, number 8, $26. They've got it at Ladbrokes. It's 17 most places, but 26 at Ladbrokes. So I'll have something each way there as well.
Well, there we are, giving value to everybody. Speaking of Eagle Farm, I like Gay's horse Kimberly Star in race 4 too, James McDonald aboard. So there's plenty for everybody to back there, and some at good each way prices. And I just think we'll walk away with some good cash tomorrow on Saturday. Yep,
I think so as well, especially if everyone ignores your Dorney Perfect and sticks with my Falcon Boat.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad. I hope they didn't ignore Blackheart Bart the week before and stick solid with him when Stradbroke comes around, because I'm not changing my mind. He's the best horse in the Straddy.
Yeah, that's right. And I was just looking at some fields for later on in the year as well, Rick. They got the Railway Stakes and Winterbottom Markets going up. So it'd be nice to see what Darren's thinking, if he's going to maybe plan a trip over there for Blackheart Bart. If he's going to target the Railway, he ran well in that last year and it's going better this time. So might secure some juicy odds while I can.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll chat with some people I know from the stable later and see if I can get a heads up if they're looking that far forward anyway.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let us know.
Will do. Okay, that's this week done and dusted. Good luck, everyone, and hope you're all back a winner on Saturday.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? All the best, everybody.
Okay, bye for now.
Ta-da.